Hey friends! For this week's studio chat, I am coming to you from my desk. I have rearranged the studio a little bit because what I've been working on this week is a series of video tutorials for YouTube. So you may have seen one posted on my YouTube channel already. It is a tutorial for painting a hummingbird, and it is a 10-minute quick sketch. And so that is the new series that I'm doing, is a series of quick sketches that take place in 10 minutes, very bite-sized paintings. And hopefully my intention for this series is just to help you have a subject to paint that I can guide you through that is just not hours and hours long. I tend to paint slowly and talk a lot and create pretty involved tutorials. That's just naturally how they end up. So they're usually like, I don't know, 40 minutes to an hour at least for a small painting. And so I thought it would be a fun challenge to myself to do something shorter and probably a little bit more accessible for you. Even if you do not paint it in 20, or not even 20, in 10 minutes, that's totally fine. This is just a fun kind of format to try something new. So I'm just going to show you, I have some of the paintings here on my table, but I'm just going to show you the first one. So here's the hummingbird that we paint in the first tutorial. And so yeah, that was my big project this week. I rearranged my studio space here to film. Basically, what I have to do is flip around the way that I would normally be working, like my orientation in my studio space. This space right here is the corner of my open plan kitchen dining room studio space. So I have no walls, I have no door. And normally this table is flipped around up against this wall and I would be working with my back to you. But when I film and for my online course and then for these newer tutorials, I flipped this table around, pulled it out from the wall, and so that I can face the camera, have a nice work table space to be on, and then I'll have a second camera looking down so that you have a view of the table. So that's been really fun. This has been a fun whole experience. When I filmed my online course, it was very, like I created a very full-on filming set here. I had a wall, like a curtain wall that I built to kind of separate my studio space and make it feel more like a walled-in space. And I had a very professional boom arm that held like my DSLR camera looking down. It was like pretty involved set. And for these quicker tutorials, I wanted to have the feeling of that a little bit, like me sitting at a table looking and speaking with you and then looking down at the table and seeing what my hands are doing, but also have it be a quicker setup for me and not as stressful and just not make it feel like such a big production. So this is what I've managed and I'm pretty happy with it. So that's the big thing for this week. Now that I have recorded a good number of the quick sketches that I will be sharing over the course, I'll be sharing one a week over the course of the next couple months, that now I can move back into making art for collections and for my licensing and all that stuff. So I'm really excited to start painting again, a series of work that has a connected theme. So that will be coming pretty soon. But yeah, that's what I've been up to this week. I hope that was interesting for you. Let me know in the comments or send me a message if you have things that you would like me to share about in these studio chats. I already had one request for a studio tour, which I will try to swing next week because my studio space is not very expansive. It's like very compact. There's not much to tour, but I will try that and I can show you some of my art supplies and things like that. But yeah, if you have any other questions for me, I'm happy in these studio chats to do a little Q&A or something like that too. Okay, I will talk to you next week. Bye for now.